when tragedy happens, when crisis happens, when a situation happens, it's not the time to start figuring out how to react. This has been a little bit of a dream of mine for a while. It's been kind of brewing in my mind, and really it's just come from a place of being in my own ministry and finding myself in situations that I just really honestly didn't know what to do. And so I've been doing youth ministry for over 3 years now, and I tell people it's been like the greatest blessing of my life and also one of the hardest things I've had to do. I was finding myself in situations where teens were in crisis and I had to move and I needed to know what to do. And the thing is that when something, in a crisis situation or a tragedy happens, I didn't have time to go on Google and research the best books on the topic and then go to Barnes & Noble and read an entire book before I could act. But instead, I sometimes would have a half an hour before I needed to act.
And I, being a youth leader myself for 5 years, kind of got on board with all the things that she was dealing with and understood what she was coming from and realized that I didn't have those resources either. And so we really just kind of hunkered down and developed this Messy Modern Ministry.
Really what Messy Modern Ministry is, it's my hope is that it'll be a resource for ministry leaders all over, that we could just kind of talk to people who have been in those situations, who have seen the hard times and the good times of ministry, and they've kind of come out on the other side.
And we want to kind of help you navigate through that road and that side of things, the things that you're not prepared for. And how do we do that? We do it by copying people who have made it through that. We do it by listening to their stories and what they did and how they overcame it.
I know we're going to bring awesome pastors to you, awesome ministry leaders that are going to be able to say, hey, yeah, this is what my situation was. This is what I did. This went well. I maybe would have done this differently if I had to do it again.
And so that's really what the podcast is for. We want to invite people in, pastors, counselors, professors, anybody who has any type of knowledge and experience in all of these areas and facets of ministry that we can learn from and glean from both ourselves and then give it to you guys.
Really, I just hope that Messy Modern Ministry is going to be a resource for ministry leaders everywhere. Because here's the deal. We don't all have to walk into the same situation blind. We can be prepared.
We want it to be not just a podcast. We want it to be a website, a resource, a place where you can go and get any type of information on any type of issue that you might be dealing with in your ministry, whether that be somebody who's suicidal, somebody who's depressed, somebody who's anxious, somebody who's dealing with homosexuality, somebody who doesn't have a strong marriage, somebody who's spending way too much time in the church, things like that, where there's just issues that arise that school doesn't teach you about. We want you to be able to go on that website, find a topic, find resources, find podcasts, find certain people that you can reach out to, different hotlines that you can reach out to, different books that you can read. We want it to be a one-stop shop for all ministry things for all ministry leaders.
That's our hope, to prepare and equip ministry leaders in all sorts of ministry.
Honestly, if this reaches one person, then it's all worth it. That's really the vision behind it. We're excited.